2, 1. So this is a Cooperative Service Committee meeting, and this is myself and Kevin O'Toole, Eunice Friesen, and Mayor Jackie Clayton, committee member. Calling that there's no delegation and reports. Director Service Area Report, Shane Brook, you're in the hook.
Thank you, Chairman Haas. I'll give a few brief updates. From taxation and assessment, tax notices have gone out. They're receiving the regular call volume that they get when those people receive those in their mailboxes. Most of the calls have been about how to sign up for our monthly payment program through TIPS, which you can call the number on the tax notice or call through our 311 and they'll link you up. Finance has been working with communications on the city's annual report. It's something we're restarting after a little while, and that'll be up later here in this meeting. Comms has also been working with our GIS and our mapping team to come up with a few different ways to describe or to share information with the public on capital projects that are happening this year in one of our largest capital summers to date. You might have seen a social media map that highlights some of the areas where construction is happening by month, so that has just gone out. There's also a new story map feature which talks about progress of projects as they're going through. There'll be some updates of how they're funded, what the status is, and some pictures that will be added as we progress through the summer. You can get to that through the 2021 Capital Construction page on our city website. And I'm happy to share that with council. It's something new that we're just trying here this week to provide more information to residents about what's going on in the community. And finally, you may have saw this morning that we're starting an awareness campaign of where the public can access information on public notices. So that'll be shared more widely through our social media. It'll also be, we're trying to utilize more push features so that people can sign up through our email subscription service for different information from the city, and it'll show up in their email boxes so they're not always having to search through the website. For the public notices, you can see that at cityofgp.com/public notices, but also there's a link there to sign up for push email notifications. So if you're interested in what's happening in the city, it's a really great way to be kept up to date, so you're not always having to click on cityofgp.com. And with that, that is my update.
Thank you very much, Shane. And any question on Shane's update? I don't see none. Even Dylan is not on, but that's okay. So next one is 3.2 City Grande Prairie 2020 Annual Report. Daniel, can you please update that one?
Thank you, Chairman Haas. So I'm here this afternoon to recommend that committee receive the City of Grande Prairie's 2020 Annual Report for information. So an annual report was determined an action item for administration in Council's focus area of community engagement. So the 2020 Annual Report is the first annual edition of such document, another item to increase transparency through public engagement. The report is a showcase of our achievements over the past year, as well as highlights of how the city achieved Council's strategic objectives. It was a collaborative effort across all city departments, with finance and communication as lead. We will be posting the 2020 Annual Report on the city's website. Thank you.
Oh, that's pretty short and sweet, Daniel. So any question for Daniel update? Dylan?
Thanks. I don't have a question, but I do just want to say thank you. I really think that I'm really excited that our budget department hasn't just been working on enabling councils make better decisions, but also has been working on helping our community see those decisions that council is making and how administration is actioning community priorities. So I really appreciate the work that goes into this. So I just want to say thank you to staff for it.
Thank you, Dylan. Wade?
Thanks, Chairman House. Just want to also echo Councillor Bressy's comments. I think this is a much more user-friendly, readable document for average Q citizen to read and understand where money goes. Those charts with just nothing after number by number get a little hard for most people to read, including myself. So I I like the direction of this. I think we can expand on this. I look at other cities that have done these reports, and I just think this is a great step in the right direction. So thank you to Danelle and your team for doing this, and look forward to the comments from the community once this is fully released.
Great. Thank you, Wade. Those nice comments. Kevin?
Yeah, same. My thoughts and feelings are exactly the same. I really like the report, how it's laid out, and the comments that are in there. Thank you very much. Very user-friendly and promotes the city very well. Take care.
Chris?
I think we are going for a round of thank yous here, but I do have a question. But I also want to thank Danielle and her team here for putting this together. It details everything that we've done collectively as a council and administration and puts it out really well. It'd be nice if it was a little bit shorter, because some people see the big page number and they get scared. But the information isn't overwhelming. The pictures are great. And it represents Grande Prairie really, really well, and especially what we've been up to if people haven't been kept abreast. So I'm not scared by the big document, so I thank you for that. It is very user-friendly, as Councillor Platt said, and details everything really well with some interesting extra tidbits in there too. I guess my only question is, Danielle, did you and your team, or do you and your team have maybe a 1 or 2 pager that sort of glosses over and directs people to this that we could hand out at different events, or was that put into consideration at all?
Through the chair. No, we have not created such a document. It can be difficult to summarize the whole entire year in 1 or 2 pages. But if that's something that you wish to have available, we could see what we can work with communications and see if there's something. Now, this will go on online, so even on the Engaged City of GP site. So, and there's lots of additional resources on there available as well for people.
Yeah, thank you for that. No, I don't want to create any extra work. I'll leave that up to the committee if they so choose. I really appreciate this. And I guess my only interest in that was just, every opportunity we get, we should direct people to this document annually, so that they know and they can be as engaged as they ever are or could be. So thank you very much for all the hard work into this. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other question for Daniel? If it's not Daniel, thank you very much for this. You have done a great job, and it shows the council and administration working together, cooperation. And Governor Toole, you go ahead.
Sir, do we need to make a motion to accept this report? Then I will make that motion, please.
Motion is on the table. Any comments on the motion?
You got your vote in?
Yeah, I did.
So it's not you that's holding it up then, is what you're saying?
And it's slow today. Oh, motion carries unanimously. Thank you. And next item is correspondence 4.1 Grande Prairie Legion College. I think this is my mayor has to do some. Go ahead, Jackie.
Yeah, thanks, Chairman. As I can take this one. As Council is probably aware, we've received multiple letters with people who are engaged in the community in the cultural aspect and specifically in the music community. Grande Prairie Regional College recently made some programming cuts as well that incorporated some staffing cuts. And our cultural community is feeling impacted in regards to the wind ensemble, the jazz ensemble, woodwind lessons, etc. So through communication with our council, we decided that it was appropriate to send a letter to the president expressing our passion for culture in our community, and that these decisions we understand are not taken lightly. An organization, when they make these decisions, is in a tough situation. We absolutely appreciate this. However, representing the importance of our cultural component in our community, this letter was sent to the president of GPRC, and I did receive a confirmation that it was received. So just some correspondence in your package for people that may want to be aware and people that are passionate about our cultural elements within our community. This letter has now been received by GPRC.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Is there any comments, concern? Dylan, you go ahead.
Yeah, just I'm glad that we're talking to the board, and I see that we got on our council calendar a meeting with them, and I'm excited for that conversation to talk to GPRC and see how we can support them. But I also hope that we don't stop here and we talk to our provincial government as well. To be really blunt, of course we're losing programs in our community that are vital to our community right now. GPRC is facing a 20% cut over 2 years, while it's also needing to absorb impacts of COVID, which hurt both revenues and increase expenses, and while they're having to absorb the costs of becoming a polytechnic, as far as I know, without any financial cost to do that. At the same time, as they're figuring out how to absorb all these new costs and these massive cuts, they don't get the privilege of figuring out how to do it in a way that makes sense for our community. Instead, they're having to worry about a funding formula that's been set in Edmonton without any consultation with their local community. So to be blunt, of course, GPRC is going to lose programs that are vital to our community when they're getting huge cuts without any community consultation. So I really think it's an appropriate first step to be talking to the Board of Governors and learning more about the situation, how we can support. But I really think that our province needs to hear from us as well. And I really think that we need to be standing up to this great institution with the provincial decision makers who are absolutely gutting it without any talk to our local people.
Thank you very much, Dylan. I 100% agree with that, what you said. Eunice?
Thank you, Chairman Huss. I echo what Councillor Bressie has said, and in particular, this isn't just a cut that we need to make some noise about to advanced education, but also to arts and culture. The nuance of what particularly happened with these programs at GPRC is that the ensembles are actually community bands. So not only is it students who are learning and studying and playing in these ensembles, but the community is invited to join these students. And I know that my son went through the music program at GPRC, as have many of my friends, and I've been involved in a number of musicals where the majority of the music community knows each other through these community opportunities. So as residents are making noise about this to the provincial government, and as we are, make sure that we communicate also with the Minister of Arts and Culture so that she understands too the impact that this advanced education cuts in decision making has to the community at large.
Thank you, Eunice. Any other concern or comments for Mayor's letter? It's not, we don't need the motion on this one, do we? No, thank you. So we're going to move on to the next one, outstanding items. We got 1/11/47, but it's due in end of August. Shane, you're going to do update that, please.
Thank you, Chairman Haas. No update to the one item. The clerk is still working on that and will be presented before the end of summer.
Thank you very much. Is we looking for a motion for this one, Eunice?
Certainly, so I'll move to accept as presented for information.
Thank you. Motion on the table. All in favor? Unanimously gone through, and with that we adjourn, and we are pretty short meeting, and you guys have a good lunch and fun day.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a glorious one.
Bye.
Oh, crap.